My next guest, Dalton Jones, is a singer-songwriter right here out of North Alabama, and let me just tell you, if you haven't looked him up, you need to. His newest single, right here in the South, is getting noticed, and it should be. I even watched a little show of him being noticed across the pond the other day, and it was awesome to see somebody so far away see and hear something from somebody right here in your backyard. And was impressed and amazed and thought, that dude's got it, and he does. Dalton Jones stopped by the Farm Lounge a couple of weeks ago, sat down with me and David Hooper of barmusiclive.com to discuss his musical career, some of his passions, what drives him to do the things that he does. And this is just one of the many artists that are in the queue waiting for me to get caught up on. If you've watched any of our stuff, you've followed us, you understand that recently, off of a 60-plus hour week job, give or take a few, super busy, super overwhelmed at the response of what we were doing at the Farm Lounge with barmusiclive.com, and honestly, put us behind just a smidge. But trying to get caught up. So this is Dalton Jones live at the Farm Lounge, brought to you by barmusiclive.com. We hope you enjoy it. We hope you stick around to the end. Give it a little like, comment, follow, subscribe, all those things that you're supposed to do. Let us know you enjoy what we're doing so that we can continue to do that and bring artists to you just like Dalton Jones. We'll see you guys on the next one.
So you sounded amazing, sir.
Thank you.
I ran across you it's been about a month ago, hadn't it?
A new shiny penny.
It's been a couple weeks ago up there at the
or a month ago at the cotton thingy and the thing.
cotton field. Yep.
Yeah, and I didn't really even know that it was there because I'm usually so busy I don't get to browsing my horizons. But we took a wrong turn and we was going through there and it's like, hey, we're hungry.
Wrong turn.
Yeah, wrong turn. It was the night that we was going to watch Buckshot in Boaz.
Yeah.
And we went
I remember that.
Yeah, and we went the wrong way, and we went through Boaz. Went through Sneed instead of going the other way, which is fine.
Yeah, if you go through Sneed, you must be going the wrong way.
It was
fate. It was
And
fate.
It was hungry, so we stopped at this cotton hickey, and we pulled up, and I was like, man, this is pretty cool. I ain't never been here.
Yeah.
And there you were, underneath a cute little awning. And you was doing your singing and we was doing our eating and you sounded awesome then, but I have to say not out of partiality, but I think you sounded pretty damn good here.
Yeah, it makes a big difference when you got the right stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you guys, the setup you have here is amazing. I just got a little cheap 4-port input PA system, so you guys have all the bells and whistles.
I thought you had a little chubby, but it's fine. It was chubby, cheap 4-port.
Yeah, he was talking about how he's an audio-visual guy, so, I mean, I could understand that, getting a little excited about this.
I need a demo set for my job is what I need, but,
So tell us a little bit about your musical journey, how you got started. I know that you got quite a few singles out. And we talked tonight that you could have pretty much done your whole set with your originals.
Close to it.
And while we're talking about your originals, it's pretty damn good. The artistry and the way you wrote them, and I was at one point over there and I was a little misty, which I used to say that didn't happen very often, but I think it's starting to happen a little more.
Hormones.
It may be.
You need some HRT.
Menopause.
It may be. That may be what it is. Anyway, regardless of why I was bawling, no, I wasn't bawling. It was just a little tear.
Not crying.
No, I'm not crying. You are. You did really good.
Your mom
appreciate
cries.
And
really do.
And the lyrics were there. There's people who write songs, and they have their originals and they write some crap down and they get out there and sing it. But like the one that you sang, and you'll have to forgive me if I can't remember the title. It could have been the one that you said didn't even have a title. I don't remember. But it was written from from your point of view, it was written from something that was authentic. It wasn't just, I'm gonna write this and here it is, and it rhymes. It sounds good. And every original that you sang tonight, everybody could tell that was 100% soul infused, came from you. It was you, and that showcased itself to everybody that was here tonight. So
I appreciate that. I really do.
Where did all that come from? How did you get to that point to where you're able to write that kind of stuff? When did you find that music was it for you?
Well, I mean, I've been doing music my whole life. So I grew up in church. My dad's a pastor, and I can remember at 4 years old, my dad singing a special at church, and we were in the truck on the way home, and I looked at him and I said, "Hey, Daddy, I want to sing with you." And of course, him being a good daddy, he is, I should say. He said, "Hey, look, we'll sing together next Sunday." And so we did. We sang a song called "Thank You, Lord." I wish I knew the name of the band who sings it, but we sang that song, and I've been doing music ever since. I've been singing ever since. I did some choir, choral music in high school, early on in high school, 7th, 8th grade, and started learning I taught myself how to play the guitar when I was about 13 years old. Dad bought a guitar for me at 10, and me being ADHD, like we talked about earlier, I had a hard time sticking with it and learning with lessons. And I was really upset because my instructor was amazing. He would come and play some Van Halen and just different things, and it would just make me angry because I couldn't play it. And I wanted to just pick it up and be able to do it and be good. And so
that's all that learning shit. I just want to do it. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, who wants to learn? Just do it. And so the lessons didn't last but about 2 weeks, and so we started. I got tired of it sitting in the corner of my room, picked it up, started playing, practicing, taught myself to play, and it just kind of gravitated from there. And so there's a couple of benefactors, I would say, from music. I always looked at music as that if you're going to write music, if you're going to write songs, if you're going to sing songs, there needs to be heart behind it. There needs to be a place where that comes from within you. And if there's not anything back in that, it's just dead weight.
Well, and I will say, no longer than I've been dabbling in it, I can go watch somebody that can hit every single note. The runs, if you're supposed to be here, they're there. If you're supposed to be here, they're there. And it doesn't affect you as much as what you did tonight.
I appreciate that, really do. And it's, when I do something, my whole life I'm 110%. And when I started playing music like this, my wife was the biggest person to really push me and to back me and to get me to take this next step. She's been doing it for 10 years. We'll be married 10 years this year. Yeah. And it is, she's always been my support factor, and she kept after me, and we actually went to Rock the South right down the street and last year, and we had just a blast. I mean, there was 30,000 people out there in the mud and the cow pasture, drunk and having a good time. And I'm hearing those people and seeing them sing up on stage and listening to them. And I told my wife on the way home, I said, I want to do that someday. I want to be the reason why people are having that much fun. And so I told her right then, I said, we're doing music. And so went home, wrote our very first original a couple of weeks later. I actually got to write that with my wife, and just been doing it ever since. And like I said, I mean, the music, every song that I write to date, it comes from somewhere, from something, from an experience, story, something I've been through in my life, and that's just what I try to stick to.
I did look a couple of times across the room while you were singing, and when you talked, when you hit that Chris Isaac song, yeah, and we both went, look at that shit.
I was like, woo.
Yeah, and so
I mean, I did it on some of your originals too. It was just,
yeah, I did it on just about everything that you
just
sang.
really, yeah. Now that I'm starting to think about it, I'm like, okay, which song did I not act like that?
Yeah.
I'm not real sure because they were all so good. I mean, it was
I
amazing.
appreciate it.
But
Really do.
there's, I just, and because you do it for a living, and I know that you pay attention to other people, and you look, and you pay. It's different, and I saw it in you that night that we happened upon the Cotton Hickey at the Whatnots. I ain't throwing no for real names because
Yeah,
y'all ain't sent nothing this way.
yeah.
I'm just playing. But for real though. Anyway, so
Get your name on the list.
yeah. So at the cotton place that has no name, I heard in your voice that night that there was some authenticity, and you even had that one dude that night that showed up that you hadn't met.
Yeah.
That drove from wherever it was, and he was sitting there and he was singing every one of your originals right there with you, and
That was cool. That was cool. That was the first time I had ever had that happen. Like, I mean, other than my wife and my kids, because I sing them and play them at the house all the time. But yeah, he came and he sat right there on like front row, literally right in front of me the whole night. And when I started playing my originals, and I was, I closed my eyes a lot, and I'm sure y'all saw that tonight. I close my eyes a lot when I'm singing, and I look out in the crowd occasionally, and I look over and I'm singing, and this guy's like literally singing, like full blown belting singing. And when we get done, he looks at me and he says, "I listen to your music every day on my drive to work." And I said, "What?" And I was just blown away. But he said, one of the songs that I wrote, which was Better Than Planned, that was the very first song that we wrote together, me and my wife. And he said that, that song, I listened to it on my way to work, and he said, "I'm just looking for something better than playing." And I said, "Man, that is cool." That's cool.
So I have never asked this of anybody that's sat here, mainly probably because I forgot. But so how did that make you feel? Because that doesn't happen all the time. And there's a lot of people that may listen to your stuff, and you never meet them, you never know that they even listen. You just see the cute little numbers tallying up on your stuff. But that was the first time that you'd met somebody that actually followed your stuff, listened to your stuff, knew your stuff.
Right.
As an artist who wrote that stuff, what does that do for you?
Well, I get the bumps.
Yeah.
It is. I guess that's what makes it real. Everything I do in life, even with outside of music, I always have tried to make a positive impact on people and just make a difference in their lives. I get to work with kids every day with my full-time job, and I don't do it for money or for fame or for anything like that. I just do it because I want to help kids, and so music's the same thing. I want somebody who's going through a hard time, or they're maybe they're down on their luck or something's not working right for them. I want them to be able to listen to it and say, "Man, that song makes me feel better." That's what I want. And to hear that, and for him to come up and say that, "Hey, look, I listened to your music on your way to work," because to be honest, if you look at it, a lot of people when they go to work, they don't enjoy what they do. And
you just listen, you won't. I've never ran into that. You want to elaborate on that just a little bit?
Yeah, but seriously, that to me, for him to say that going into something that a lot of times people detest, they don't really want to go do, they just do it because they got to do it. And for him to say that I listened to you on the way to that, that was just, it was surreal. It really was. It was cool. I went home, and on the way home, I got my phone out and I called my wife, and that was the first thing I told her. I said, there was a guy sitting right in front of me singing my songs all night long. And I said, it was the coolest thing ever, because he knew me. I didn't know him, but he knew my music and he knew the words.
And it looked like he was having the absolute best time
he was.
that he'd ever had.
Yeah, he was having a blast.
And we contemplate this all the time. And we have had some very good acts come through here. Very good voices, very talented singers, and you're definitely one of the most talented we've seen here.
You own up there, sir.
And
Thank you.
it always just throws that question out. Okay, why? Why is this guy not more well known? Well, I know you do pretty well for yourself. You get a lot of shows, a lot of bookings. People see you. You've got a lot of social media interactions, all that kind of stuff. But, what is it that's keeping you from maybe hitting that really big stride, getting to that next level, whatever comes next for you? And I'm not sure. I mean, we've talked to some people like, nah, we really don't want to do that. We just enjoy playing music. We want to play. We want to have a good time, go out and play the bars, whatever.
Right.
And I get that too. I mean, it's whatever you want to do. But to be a household name kind of thing.
Right.
And, well known. And I'm hearing you sing these songs, and I'm hearing all these different things in your voice. And there at times, I mentioned a while ago, I mean, it's like, that sounds just like Jason Aldean. And then you've got these other things in your voice that sound just amazing. I mean, it's just truly unique, really, is what it is. But you blend in all these different sounds, and it sounds so good. And you've got the songwriting thing down, and it's just amazing to me that, like we talked about earlier, there's so much talent around.
Yep.
And what is it that gets that person to the next level?
Yeah, it's. I think it's with anything. It's timing, being in the right place at the right time, having the right person hear your stuff, being able to be authentic. It is. I mean, if you look at it, there's millions of musicians in the world. I mean, probably billions, honestly.
There's a couple.
And, so it's, I mean, you got to think of all the different musicians that never make it. And I think that there's several different things. I think a lot of it may be complacency. And, you get to a place where you're like, I'm happy here and this is where I want to be. And then it's that that drive that really kind of takes you past that. And I'll be honest, I want to do this full time. I love it. I mean, I love it. I talk to my wife all the time. I'm like, we're homeschooling already. I said, shoot, we'll get us a bus and we'll just ride around. The whole family can go and have a blast with it, right? That's what I want to do. But it's, I think I do. I think it's timing. I think it just takes the right person to hear your stuff. And two, I think a lot of it is you have to kind of be, you have to be yourself. And I think that's another big thing. That was the biggest thing for me as an artist was learning. I grew up singing karaoke. Like I did karaoke from the time I was 18 years old until I started doing this. My wife, we would go and do karaoke. And karaoke is all about singing like somebody else. And so I was imitating all these other singers. And it took me a long time, really, until I started doing this, where I learned to just be me, just do you,
do your voice.
Yeah, exactly. Do your voice, do your thing, and I think that's what the difference is that you've got to find that, you got to have that authenticity, you got to be able to market yourself, of course, but at the same time, you got to have people. I don't say make people believe in you, but you have to get people to believe in what you're selling. I mean, it's just like anything, right?
So from your karaoke days till your I'm gonna go out and do my thing days, when was it that hit for you, that you figured out, hey, you know what, I can just be me and sing?
Yeah, it's so I would say. Probably in the last 3 or 4 years, I found myself when I was doing karaoke, like I stopped singing songs like Jamie Johnson, and I stopped singing songs like Charlie Daniels or trying to imitate them because it was uncomfortable. It wasn't comfortable, and so I started trying to do it in my own tone. I will say that besides that, the other biggest thing that I ever found was tuning my guitar half a step down. I don't if anybody knows music. I used to always keep my guitar tuned at standard tuning, and I struggled. There was a lot of songs that I wanted to do that were cover songs, and I just couldn't hit the notes. And so I cut that thing down a half step, and it made all the difference in the music I was doing, because it dropped it an octave, and I was able to then open songs up.
Well, you're able, if you drop it, you're able to hit them high notes without going.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah,
and
that's
you know
the
what,
official term.
And what really, but
That's the only way to describe that.
what got me to that is that, I'll be honest with you, I wanted to sing Leonard Skinner songs, and Simple Man is a song that. And I didn't do that tonight. I should have, but
do you do an acoustic Simple Man?
I do. Yeah.
So sometimes
we might have to do that in a minute.
Sometimes, occasionally, when we get to talking, we will pull out the guitar in a seated position.
Yeah.
And
it wouldn't be a bad idea.
I don't
to do
know if
that
I can
about
do
now.
it seated. I might have to stand.
You can stand up and do it. You can stand up.
But that song, honestly, that song is what made me figure out how to tune my guitar down, and because I wanted to sing that song, and I couldn't do it in the original key, like they just couldn't do it. And so I tuned it down and made all the difference in the world. And from there, that was when things clicked. It was like, holy crap,
I can do this on everything.
Yeah, exactly. And
you know, I don't, and anybody that ever watches anything that we put out or that has showed up knows that I've repeatedly said, I can't sing, but I do know that when you do drop it down and get it in your wheelhouse, if you're comfortable singing that at that octave, then that opens up like a whole new world of abilities that you go, well, shit, look at that. But if you stay stuck in whatever it was and you don't know that you can manipulate it and still come out with the same thing, and you're out there trying to go, it don't work. And it makes you think that, why the hell am I even doing this? So yeah, there's a lot of knowledge in the sound, and once you figure that out, you kind of have the ability to finagle some shit.
Well, you know, I'm not
shit.
I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know music. Like, I can't read music. I play by ear. Everything I do is pretty much by ear. I do get chords and chord charts and stuff, you know, for songs. I'll do that from the web. But I mean, most everything I do is by ear, so I don't know anything about what I'm playing. It's so funny because I play with my band, and they'll say, "Oh, well, that's in the key of G," and I'm like,
R10, where's that?
Okay.
All right. Okay. I'm on capo 5 and I'm playing it in the G position, but they'll be like, well, that's a CF sharp 9. I'm like, cool.
Yeah,
okay, great.
You can keep all that stuff to yourself.
Yeah, I don't know. I know it makes that sound, and I sing to it.
Sounds good. Send it.
Yeah,
full send.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, but music is so complex. I mean, it is.
You do learn a lot about the musical notes and whatnot when you try to go back and edit it. Yeah. I have learned.
I have a little bit of experience with a DAW.
So much. So much I've learned in the last however many months. How long have we been doing this? 4 months? 5 months?
5 months now.
5 months?
Wow.
I have learned a shitload in 5 months.
Website's about to have its birthday. Actually, today is the website's birthday.
No,
it's the 7th. The 17th. The 17th was, the 7th is actually the birthday of the website. I just got to think
Happy
about that.
birthday, barmusiclive.com.
Yeah, well, somebody's having a birthday, and I've learned a bunch of shit. That's the moral of that story.
Just got to think about that. Yeah, the 17th was our launch party at Valley Tavern last year, but
and
wow.
Things have come quite a long way since then.
Yeah,
in many facets.
We picked up this guy on barmusiclive.com.
Yeah,
that's totally changed the dynamics of it.
Man, I tell you what, it's No, seriously, I saw you guys show a couple of weeks ago, and there was a guy. Y'all guys had a guy here, and he was talking about how much he appreciated y'all. And I mean, I'm gonna do the same thing because there's so many talented musicians here in Alabama, which I know y'all are in other places besides Alabama, but there are so many talented musicians right here. You don't have to go to Nashville to hear good music. I mean, you can literally go to your corner bar and you can hear somebody just freaking rattle the roof. And so you guys are exposing that, and I know I'm grateful. I know all the other artists I'm sure that have come here have been equally as grateful, or hopefully. But
well, you know, and that was what was the heart behind what we're doing, is because, you know, in my cute little podcast at the house, I had envisioned starting to have like an acoustic, you know, like you could come over, a dude and a guitar, we could talk, you could sing, try to highlight you. And I was like, that's so limiting, because I can't squeeze but one or two people in.
right.
And then, you know, I also have a passion of highlighting people that's followed their passion, which is how this feller came on the show. And then it just snowballed into what it is. But the main reason is because we both had that desire to go, you know what? There is an immense talent in just Alabama by itself.
Right.
If we don't look out anywhere else other than right here, even if you just go like 100 miles from right here,
Yeah.
the amount of people who have the ability to sing, write, perform, that just through, and you know how hard it is, and y'all do too, if you're watching, to make it into that mainstream, or to get yourself heard, even though you may be, and I'm going to say this, and there are plenty of people who have sat in these chairs right here that I would put up against anybody that has been in Nashville and wrote records.
Absolutely.
and did all the other stuff.
Absolutely.
And the problem that we're running into is just that, unfortunately, there's so damn many of you.
Yeah.
That there's a lot of times that it gets lost in translation, and especially for you local fellers and ladies, not discriminating, local peoples, that there's not an avenue for you to be able to get seen, get heard, because it is such a saturated market. And if we could come together and highlight a few of you and it just help out just a skosh, that was our goal. Because again, I know I tend to ramble sometimes, but I legitimately sat there tonight and listened to you and went, I should have paid at least $100 for this ticket at some kind of an arena, and went and spent $60 on a sweatshirt because it was cold.
Yeah. Well, you know,
I won't go into that story.
The thing is, you think about this, and I was thinking about this today. I've thought about it a lot lately, and we kind of talked about this a little bit, and we're going to use Riley Green as an example now. Yep. Because you were talking about shows that he had that 5 people were there watching him. Okay, I mentioned him playing the gas station in Arab just a few years ago. One day something clicked and happened for him.
Yep.
But my point in all of that is not that he's got a sold out show at the amphitheater down in Birmingham this weekend. You know, that doesn't have anything to do with it. The thing that has to do with it is these people that don't come hear these local artists because they don't know who they are.
Right.
And we've seen that happen. I made a post about it today with you coming tonight. Just because you don't know who they are doesn't mean you don't want to hear them. And whoever wasn't here tonight, all I can say, and I've said this so many times, is we've had artists here, and people are going to learn we only get really good artists here. That's it.
Well,
they missed out.
You
they
even
just
did
missed.
a little snap that said, "This is how it's going to work. You're going to see
Yeah,
this
exactly.
after
That's
the
what I'm talking
fact,
about.
and you're going to say, man, I wish I came.
Yeah.
Save yourself the trouble and just come on out."
Just come on.
And you didn't.
Well, and there's this is new. I get it.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for 5 months. We just mentioned that. But what people haven't caught on to yet is that we are bringing talent to Coleman that's never been to Coleman.
We're bringing
Right.
talent back.
So
Yeah.
they're not
See what they did?
seeing
Nobody else did?
the same people
get it.
Okay.
that they see playing this Coleman circuit every single weekend, week out. Okay, it's been 3 weeks since we saw them. We're going to get to see them again. It's we're going to go to this bar because this place had them that week, and this one's going to have this one this week, and we're going to go see them again. Well, and I get it. You've got your favorites. People do. They want to see them as much as they can possibly see them.
Yeah.
I get that in a way. But I get tired of the same stuff. I want to see new stuff. I want to reach out there. I want to find new people, because who knows when you're going to put yourself in the audience of the next Riley Green. And that's where I was going with that a while ago. I think people just don't understand that they're possibly being entertained by the next big thing in country music or rock music or whatever kind of genre it is, because they just don't pay attention. They don't go see it. They don't take a chance on, hey, who is this guy? I don't know who he is, so I'm just not going to bother going to listen.
Well, and everybody has a starting point. Everybody has that moment that it hits, and nobody knows when that's going to be.
Right.
And the peoples that could have came here, and especially since we've made it free, the people that could have came here for free and watched somebody that they've never heard
For free.
for free,
At my house, this isn't even really a venue. It's at my house, and I'm just inviting you to come here to listen to this cool music.
yeah, and they have a bidet.
He was in his pajamas when I got here.
Yeah, and they have a bidet. You can pee out beside the chicken coop that's got wheels on it.
That's right.
Lawnmower
chicken coop.
I haven't ever asked why it's got wheels, but that's fine.
Lawnmower
you
chicken
could
coop.
either you could
It's
yeah,
a
you
chicken
could run
tractor.
Yep.
Chicken tractor.
Chicken tractor.
Take my tractor, set. Yeah. So you could either go out there and take a tinkle, or you could go in there and play with the bidet. Either
was
way,
gonna move it around till the
it's
raccoons
free.
killed all my
and
chickens.
You should have came. And there's food and there's all kinds of things. And the reason that we do that, going back to that, is because, damn it, people need to hear you, and see what you're capable of. And that's been our goal this whole time, is just to highlight you guys. And I hope through all of our trials and tribulations and struggles of trying to make this work, that it's coming through finally. That's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a glow up. A glow up.
Yeah, it needs to come on and start glowing. But yeah, it's getting there, and we've learned a lot, and you play with music and sound all day, every day, and there's a shitload to it.
Yes.
It's not just as easy as showing up and plugging in and giving it all you got.
Yep.
There's a for real talent and an art to making it sound good. But I do want to say, though, I think you could have showed up with that ukulele that you got hanging around somewhere and a Folgers can, and you would have sounded.
Who, me?
No, that little
My
thing
daughter
David-
does.
That little thing.
No,
David
he's
was
talking
playing.
about one of the ukuleles we have here, or the
Yeah.
His cigar
that,
box.
Yeah, that little
guitar
cigar
in there.
box, guitar thingy. So
Panjo.
Get fiddle.
Panjo.
you about to no. Hey, what were we supposed to do? Simple Man. Okay, don't let me forget. Simple Man. So I think you could have showed up with your voice and your artistry and your skill set. You could have showed up and played that cigar box thing with 2 strings and a Folgers can, and everybody here would have been amazed, because it was
that.
just
I really do.
it was an awesome experience, and y'all should have been here.
Check this guy out. Give him a follow. If you don't know what his name is, Dalton Jones. Give him a follow on all of his social media stuff.
Thank you.
You got it all right.
I did, yeah. TikTok, all of it.
TikTok, Facebook,
X,
Instagram.
Facebook. Yeah, it's all there.
X.
All of them.
All of them.
So give him a follow.
Yep.
Follow this guy over here, Fancies Unfiltered.
What's up, y'all?
Give barmusiclive.com a follow. You can follow the Farm Lounge too. We don't care as much about you following the Farm Lounge. We really want you looking at barmusiclive.com. We really want you going to that website and checking out guys like this on there that's got their full schedule on there. You can see where this guy's going to be next on barmusiclive.com, as well as a lot of other artists, a lot of other venues around have their schedules on there. Do a Google search. You're going to find Bar Music Live popping up there. We're ranking very well with Google. I want to give a shout out to our sponsors tonight. We want to thank Brindley Mountain Barbecue for all they do, helping us out with some good barbecue every week.
It's good, y'all.
Pepsi Cola, we thank them for all the drinks that we have here. They provide us with
It's
all
way better
those
than the other cola.
ice cold Pepsis, Mountain Dews, Dr. Peppers, Aquafina water. So good, and we thank you so much. We're thankful for Sand Mountain Amphitheater, one of our advertising partners. We've got some cool shows coming up there. International Singer-Songwriters Association, we're thankful for them and their partnership with us as well.
I'm a member.
Good guys. If you're not a member of that, you need to get involved. They got some cool stuff going on. If you're a songwriter, if you're a singer, get involved with those guys. It's going to boost your career.
Yeah, I just got my membership card.
Cool.
Hey,
I did.
look at you
Yeah.
go.
Those are cool guys.
So before we wrap this up, I see on your socials, your family tends to stay pretty busy. You got quite a few irons in the fire.
Yes,
What
a
all
lot.
you got going on?
I have 3 daughters, and they consume a lot of my time. And then, of course, happily married. Been married for 10 years this year, but I do a lot of things. So I do a little bit of real estate on the side just for fun. It's the family business. My family's been doing real estate for almost 50 years.
Okay.
And then I guess my full-time job is I work in video games, of all things. I guess it's kind of comical that I'd be singing country western songs and playing video games, but here we are.
Look, we've had hey Dee Dee, that cricket, that grasshopper's coming at you. There it comes.
Oh,
Yeah, there it comes. No, we've had full on. We've had well, yeah, he's got wings. That's what he do.
It's okay. It's okay.
We've had full on persona of redneckism here that was mechanical engineers and electrical engineers, software
High-tech.
designers. Yeah.
Redneck.
Yeah. So that again is, and I've said repeatedly, music transcends everything. It brings all walks of life. No matter what you do for a living, it brings
brings people together.
It brings
I'd
people
like
together.
you to fax me a beer. You know that Hank Williams Jr. song? You know that one?
Fax me a beer.
So yeah, no, it doesn't surprise me that you do the beautiful singing, and then you got a little side gig of a video game.
Did I sound like a mixture of Fergie and Jesus? Was it?
Something like that.
I've never heard Jesus. I have heard Fergie, and there's a reason she's not that popular anymore. So I would.
You sounded like an angel.
Yeah.
That was a Step Brothers reference for y'all that you don't know. So.
At one point, I was sitting over there looking like I was watching a Sarah
got it.
McLachlan commercial about dogs. I had a little.
I did a Step Brothers reference last podcast.
Did you?
I said something about, I'm going to fill a pillowcase full of soap. Beat the shit out of you.
So anyway, back to you. Video game by day, singing by night.
Yeah.
Real estate on the side.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But it goes back to dream chasing, and I'm I'm a dream chaser, always have been. I believe that you got one life, live it, and if you have a dream, to chase
YOLO.
it. Yeah, if you got a dream, chase it. I think God gives us all abilities and intangibles that we have something that we're charged to do in life, and I knew from a long time ago that music was one of those things that He wanted me to do, and video games was one of the other things. From a young kid, I always wanted to do that. I was, instead of being a doctor,
Yeah.
we talked about that earlier.
Right.
Instead of being a doctor,
We were both pre-med and dropped out, by the way.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly what happened. And
I was pre-college and dropped out, by the way. Never.
my wife tells me all the time, she's like, "Why didn't you stay in school?" But it's one of those things that I've always just felt that if you've got something that you believe in, if you got a dream, to chase it. And video games, music, those are two things I always wanted to do. And got my job in video games. Been doing that for 4 or 5 years now. Love it. Get to help young people, kids that just don't have anything. A lot of kids that are at risk, have bad home lives, and they just needed a place to fit in and be their space. And so I get to do that, and then now getting to do music and help people, get through their day and make them feel a little bit better just because they heard a little tone or something I sang. It's just something. It's just fun.
You've figured out a way to do what makes you happy, do what you feel called to do, make a difference, and build your life around that. And you wake up every day knowing it's pretty damn cool. And there's not very many of us that get to do that, because a lot of us start chasing the things that we think we're supposed to chase, and then you wind up in your mid-40s hosting a podcast in a barn going, what the hell? And so, yeah, and so,
You're doing what you love.
This is fun.
well,
This is
it
fun.
is, but so far it hasn't paid not one damn bill. So again, that highlights the fact that there's a point in your life when you go, this is what I want to do, and it doesn't necessarily matter whether it brings in money or not.
Yep.
And me and somebody else, they go, we're talking earlier that there's a point where you go, okay. And you talked about this.
Right.
You took that leap of faith. You was like, this is, it's not ever going to grow unless you jump both feet in and do it. But I don't know if you know or not. It's fucking scary to leave something that pays the bills and jump ahead feet first into something that is a dream. That those people are few and far between, and generally, if you go back and you look in history, those that took that big of a leap, that was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm either gonna go broke or it's gonna make it. They're the ones that
Usually make it through. Yeah.
Yeah. But getting the balls to do that,
It's tough.
It's real tough.
Yeah. I think that's been one of my hardest things. With a lot of things that I do is, having those babies at home. I got to keep a roof over their head, and that's important. And I tell them all the time. My girls will say, "Daddy, why do you work so much? Why do you do these things?" And it's just always, I do it for y'all because I want to give them.
Because you got on a pair of $65 damn shorts. That's why I got to work all the time.
yeah, that too. But
that's half the size of pants.
Right. Yeah, I just want to give them. I want to give them a better life, and we talked about it earlier with music. I think that would be, to me, that would just be like a dream, is to just be able to do this, go out, have a good time, make people have a joyful night, and then take my kids with me. I'd love to. This is really cool, and this is kind of off subject, but we released that new.
This is Fancy's Unfiltered Bar Music Live. There is no off subject.
We released that new single on the 24th and of last month, and I had 2 radio stations pick it up. Right. Well, the crazy thing is both of them. One of them's in Missouri, the other one's in Washington State. So I'm like, that's crazy. First of all, that 2 stations from way over across the country picked it up. But the other thing I got to thinking about, I was like, man, it'd be really cool to just get to go and play a concert in Washington State sometime, or go to, the Ozark Mountains, or go do something like that, and just take my kids with me and be like, hey, my show doesn't start until 9:00 tonight. Let's go and check this cool place out. And, that's something I think about too.
And there are those who have taken that leap of faith and who are able to do that. And I've yet to figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
But I know it's possible. I know it can be done, and I know that the self, what's the word I'm looking for? The happiness level of being able to do what you want to do, and end up in turn making a living out of it,
right?
Providing for your family. Not everybody gets to do that.
Yep.
And I've always been envious of those who can do that and have figured out how to make it work, and thoroughly enjoy waking up in the morning going, it's a bright morning. There's
Let's
a lot
do
of
the things today.
Yeah, there's a lot of us that wake up, swarping the clock and go, oh, you talking to him?
Thank you.
So yes, so kudos to you, you and your wife both. I know she's. I started watching some of her stuff the other day. I'm a little busy.
Yeah.
But I was intrigued because she's doing what she's passionate about.
Yeah.
And it has purpose. It's not just, I want to chase grasshoppers. It has a purpose, and
Right.
and I think it's uncovered some stuff too, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, she wrote that book. She just wrote the novel, and it was really, I think that was one of those things between, I won't take the credit for it because her friend, one of her best friends, really kind of pushed her to do it. But we had talked about it, and she had talked about writing a book for a long time. And, I just kind of told her, I was like, you should do it. You should do it. But she doesn't ever listen to me. I mean,
They never do.
I mean, if you find me a husband whose wife actually listens to him, I'd shake their hand and say, teach me your secrets. But
You won't find one.
but no, seriously, I mean, she found something that she was passionate about. She's a stay-at-home mom, and it's really tough being a stay-at-home mom. That's a hard job, and I mean,
Absolutely.
I don't always give her the credit she deserves, but it's a hard job, and what she does it's really tough because she doesn't get to leave the house much. She's there with the kids, especially with us doing homeschool now. She's there even more, and so I always tried to tell her, you've got to find something that you're passionate about. Like, just find your passion. I think we all have to do that. You got to find something. If you just go through this life every day and you don't find your thing that's yours, it's going to be miserable for you forever. Mm-hmm. And and it's not meant to be that way. It's not meant for people to be miserable. You're supposed to find something, and that's what I always would tell her. And thank goodness she had really good friends that pushed her, and she started doing it. And man, she's happy and she loves it. And she wrote her first novel, and now she's working on 2 more. She's working on writing 2 more. So
Once you break that seal, it's just like when you go to the bar. Once you break the seal, it's nonstop.
I hope you enjoy it. You'll have to let us know, because she is. I tell you, it. She'll do it. She'll do it. She's got. I think she did have a 5-star rating on her book, and I'm pretty sure somebody copied her book. Like literally 2 days after it was released, they took it and put it in Chat GPT or something and copied her whole book, and it like paraphrased it down to 40 pages. It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. But anyways, long story short, there was nothing we could do file a copyright claim on it because it was completely different. But yeah, it was just one of those things. But she had a 5-star rating on the book. Before that, I'm pretty sure that the person that wrote that book went and gave her a negative review on her book. So go read her book and give her a 5-star review.
Most people are great and wonderful and love each and every one of you. Some of you, on the other hand,
They're just jerks.
They're what he said. That'll. Oh, okay, so some of you said jerks. Some of you said dicks. We'll just leave it at do better, people.
Losers.
Yeah.
Be better. No, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, this is just awesome. I love the place here. You guys have an amazing spot, and I think you're doing great things. And it's just been a pleasure. It's been a real pleasure. I mean, honestly, I could play and sing like I did tonight in front of nobody. I could sing to myself or that wall, for that matter. And so, just having people here and cheering for you and knowing that that you guys appreciate it, that just means a lot.
We appreciate you stopping by.
I do. Appreciate y'all having me.
It was awesome. It was good to meet you officially and have all this going on. You got anything you want to do, or if not, I'm gonna shut this bad boy down.
We shut her down.
So this has been an episode of Fancy's Unfiltered live on location at the Farm Lounge, brought to you by barmusiclive.com. And if you haven't watched barmusiclive.com or paid attention to barmusiclive.com, you can't watch it. I guess you can watch it if you
You can watch it grow.
Yeah, you can watch it. Oh, there you go. Look at that. You can watch it grow. So watch barmusiclive.com grow, which it is. Make sure that you're checking it out. If you would like to watch live music, regardless of where you're at, you can go to barmusiclive.com, type in where you is, look for some music. If you don't know what barmusiclive.com is, if you're watching this, maybe you'll know it, and then you can share it with your peeps, and then they'll know what it is, and it will continue to grow exponentially, and then no matter where you're at, you can find an artist to go watch. That's pretty cool, and that's what it's designed to do, is to highlight musicians, allow people like yourself to find them wherever it is that you're at. I'm Daniel Thomas, Fancy's Unfiltered, Fancy's Media. Trying to figure that part out. I'll talk to you about that in a little bit. And it's been a damn good night. I'm glad you came by.
Been a lot of fun.
And we'll see y'all guys on the next one.
Peace.
That was a lot of fun.